Hey, Steve, I really appreciate you taking out time out of your day. We were talking about trading in the markets. It was a really exciting conversation, especially when you brought up some of the things you were doing with what I found is massive amounts of leverage. And so maybe you could talk about kind of what you're doing today and your leverage program and kind of give me more details. I'd love to share this video with some colleagues. And if you don't mind, maybe put it up on the web for some other friends I could send an email link to.
Not a problem. As you know, I've decided to share some of my strategies with those beyond just my friends and family because I've seen so many people lose so much money in the markets. And I started trading in 1999. I've been trading for about 10 years. And what I do today is I use professional leverage when deploying strategies that some of the elite traders on Wall Street use. But I can tell you they have no desire to share this like I am right now. What I do is I trade various stocks and ETFs, whether it's Google, Apple, gold, or oil, with 30 to 1 leverage using the firm's capital, and I've been doing this for quite some time. And that kind of leverage allows certain advantages that you will not get with an online broker. And one example is pairs trading. I don't want to go too far into that, but basically that's shorting one stock and going long a closely correlated stock and then capitalizing on the fluctuations in price difference. But a good example that comes to mind is being able to capitalize on, let's say, gold, for example. A lot of people are investing in gold. It's a good thing. I certainly, understand why that trend is going the direction that it is, but being able to average up and buy more as it's going your way, and then ultimately being able to short the stock using this kind of leverage is crucial, as is capitalizing on an opportunity like oil last year when it moved from 50 to over 140 and back down to the low 30s.
And how do you capitalize on these moves, or how do you actually mitigate risk with that much leverage? Because with that much leverage, I would assume a 5 or 10% move could be really dangerous if you don't have some stops or some tricks of the trade in place.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. And one thing you need to know is that market makers, and I go into this in the coaching, and I tell people that they can see your stop losses. First of all, people don't know they pay for order flow to online brokers, so they know exactly where the orders are. That's a whole other conversation. But being able to capitalize on a trend and being able to average up. So let's say, for example, when Google IPO'd, I remember making my first trade when it was $98 that day, and I kept averaging up every 5 points. So let's say you make 5 trades, you buy it on 5 different times, 5 points higher. The average of those trades becomes far less than where the stock happens to be trading. That's a good way to capitalize on a trend, and of course use the indicators that validate the trend when it's happening. So yeah, being able to have professional leverage and use it properly is essential.
Gotcha. So I don't think you'd recommend anybody trade with 20 or 30 to 1 leverage without some kind of coach or advanced training, right? You're not offering just to mom and pops, right?
Oh, absolutely. This is somebody that has to be very dedicated, has to be a good listener, and has to understand that you can't just go and buy a stock or an ETF and maximize the amount of purchases on one trade. I mean, that's crazy. There's ways to do it, and there's things to avoid, and there's things you've got to know. There's a reason so many people lose money in the markets, whether it's trading or in their own mutual fund accounts.
Yeah, well, I would say the markets in general, unless you're quite savvy, are risky for most people.
Yeah.
Number one. I think two is similar to, I use an athletic coach. I see this as no different, is you could review somebody's portfolio, see what they're doing wrong, also coach them, through things they just don't know, right?
Absolutely. I use a coach. I have for quite some time, and I still do. It's great to have another set of eyes to help point things out real time when you're making rapid, quick decisions during the markets and after, to be able to analyze what you did wrong, why you didn't capitalize correctly, did you break your own rules, that sort of thing. So, to have a chance in these markets, you absolutely need a coach that has experience. I'm not talking about a sales broker. I'm talking somebody who's an actual trader who puts their own money on the line can make all the difference in the world.
Gotcha. So, are you cool with me posting this on YouTube or sending this out to some friends? I know you probably want to work with high net worth individuals or people that are fairly savvy already,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah. Basically, I'm going to work this on referral and coach so many people in any given month, and give them, some of them, access to my chat room where I'm calling out real-time trades as